Kids who grow up in family systems where there's a lot of eggshell, unpredictable behavior often display the signs of what I've talked about in complex PTSD and often silent C-PTSD. Basically, these are often traumatized people in sometimes varying degrees of high-functioning families on the outside, but often due to one or both parents' instability, the symptoms look like the following. I'm a licensed psychologist who also grew up this way. Let's get into it. Number one, you truly live in hypervigilance. So you overthink, overfeel, overinterpret, and overread everything. You live in a state of assessment. You're always assessing someone's face, their expressions, their size, the sound of their tires in the driveway. You can't turn it off. It's like you're in your security system mode with everyone pretty much all the time, unless you're alone. When you're completely alone, it's often the only time you don't feel like you're in that state. You often have a chronic mental and physical illness, might be anxiety, autoimmune disease, but basically there's a lot of turmoil going on in your body, even though others might not see it. People are really stressful, so humans at the core are the trigger. So you often, regardless of how introverted or extroverted you are, you often find social situations depleting because you're so over in your head, overanalyzing your head before you go, after you go, and when you're there. And because those sensory triggers are always operating, it just makes it exhausting. It takes you a good day or two to recover from those kind of things. There's this, what I call I am bad or I'm the bad child syndrome, where there's always this belief that people are upset with you, they're going to be upset with you, you're not good enough, or you're in trouble. And so it's almost always your fault in some way. You're highly sensitive to everything emotionally. You have a strong startle response. So you're like, what's that? It's just in your body. You spent a lot of time in childhood and fantasy and daydreaming, and you still do a lot of that now, like dissociation, spacing out, and just going somewhere else. You kind of build a whole life for yourself sometimes. You long to just numb and not feel. Emotions are just overwhelming for you, and it's hard to tolerate other people's strong emotions. Their strong emotions, like anger especially, trigger real discomfort. It's like you're always living in survival mode, and what you most long for and why you're often alone is because you long for peace and stability.